Hello everyone, this is Irene. I'm a homeschooling mom of 2 boys. They are 8 and 11. We are using Ambleside Online, which is a Charlotte Mason curriculum. And they are doing Ambleside Online year 3, and the older one just started year 5. Sorry about the noise. The noise you were hearing were our guinea pigs. I always change their bedding and put more food in the morning, so they are waiting. I want to show you a typical day in our life. I made a day in the life video 5 months ago when they were in Ambleside year 2 and 4. I'll put the link in the description below. So they always naturally wake up about this time. I can hear them upstairs brushing their teeth. My older one is helping to change their bedding because I can't reach the further corners actually. So I appreciate him helping. And while we eat breakfast, we do some Spanish. We watched salsa, and now we are trying out omelette, and it's working well. So it's like immersion. It shows you a picture. He says L, and you repeat, you do the gesture, so you don't translate from English or something. It's like immersion, and they are reviewing what they have learned at this stage. So they have a few essential verbs: make bed, live here, how to ask questions, answer positively or negatively. So let's review this.
Él vive en Detroit, ¿verdad?
Vive en Detroit, ¿verdad?
Él hace la cama, ¿verdad?
And this just
Él vive en Detroit.
Él vive en Detroit.
Él hace la cama.
Él hace la cama. Él hace la cama.
Él no hace la cama.
Él no hace la cama.
Él escucha música.
Él escucha música.
Él no escucha música.
Él no escucha música.
Él
so we have 2 ways. You can just do
él
lava los trastes, right?
Yeah.
Or el lava los trastes, ¿verdad?
Él lava los trastes. Él lava los trastes, ¿verdad? Él lava los trastes.
And today he introduces our numbers. I think we know some of them. And like all are those expressions. Okay, let's. So this is our classroom. We just sit together and we have morning time, and then they do math and language arts separately, but we just sit here and I help as needed. We start with poem. We used to start with Bible verses, but we moved that to evening devotion time. They read 1 English poem per day. I read them Chinese poems.
Setting the table. Evenings when the house is quiet, I delight to spread the white smooth cloth and put the flowers on the table. I place the knives and forks around without a sound. I light the candles. I love to see their small reflected torches shine against the greenness of the vine and garden. Is that the mignonette, I wonder, smells so sweet? And then I call them in to eat.
And for picture studies, we have this book from a British museum, I think, for Western art. And I bought some books on Chinese art, 水墨画. We just wrote it, so let's look at this. We are during Ming Dynasty, so it's about Renaissance time. 来看一下这个，看一下这个。What do we see?
Pink flowers on a tree.
Yeah. And there's 水墨画 to make the trunk and pink to make the little flowers.
有一
And
些
there's lots of stamps.
对，有一些 red。这个是 pink 吗？
Yeah, that's pink.
And parables from nature. It's scheduled from year 1 to year 3 in Ambleside Online, so we are almost finishing it. That's if I have to name one single book I love from all the school books, that's the one. Like, I've cried during some parables. I've learned a lot from most of them. I think I'll have the kids reread this when they are in high school because it's just so profound. There are things you have to be older. I learned a lot from this, like more than some of my devotional readings. So we'll listen to like 8 minutes, so a story could last several days, but we usually listen to 1 or 2 pages. But it's from this phone, so after we listen, and I'll film again when they narrate. We just listened The Light of Life till here, and it's a wonderful audiobook on Hoopla, and we can follow along in the text. So Elijah, what characters do we have? Like, what's happening till now?
Hands. He likes flowers. And he went to a garden. And asked a person, how do you grow so much flowers? And the gardener told him a secret about how he grew so much flowers. And that it's summertime and flowers can grow as big as your hat. Yep.
Chris, 有什么? Do you want to add something?
He's kind of, an idiot boy because he can't think as well as other people. And sometimes he goes a bit dreamy for a bit, and he loves flowers, but he's never had a flower and always tries to have a pretend garden. And so one day a person saw him on an aisle staring at some flowers and really wanting them, and so the man felt pity for him and bought a rose tree for him. And then he was very happy and asked how to grow the rose tree, and the man said that you just have to put it in soil, and then dig a hole in the soil, put it in, and then water it a little when it's really dry, and use bones and fertilizer for it.
So we'll continue tomorrow. In Ambleside Online, Yeah, I think one parable is scheduled every 2 or 3 weeks. You don't have to read every day. We like to finish a parable in a row, so we'll keep listening to it tomorrow so we know what happens next. And let's look at some geography. We tried this. Chris tried to draw the states. I think it's yeah. I think let me see some previous. Yeah, so he starts from Maine and adds, and he has several copies, and that's the complete one. So it's a great idea to remember like the states. Elijah didn't like to draw, so it depends on the child, but he's looking, and I think you, right? So let's review, and we just did this for a while now, and we'll review this from time to time and start with the China map.
Yeah, Chinese map.
We should do the outline first.
Yeah.
Chinese people say China is like a rooster. Do you know?
Yeah, this is the
That's
head.
that's the tail. That's the
feather.
feet here.
Yeah, see, that's one foot
Okay.
and that's another foot.
And that's a puzzle. So Elijah can like do the puzzle, and you can like maybe start there. No, start with the outline and then start
And
with
the
the
best thing-
provinces.
And the best thing about it is you can just trace around it.
Yeah, we can do the outline that way.
Yeah,
See,
you can
so
just
quite
put it on a paper and
difficult.
then just
Oh
trace
yeah,
it.
you can. Yeah, but then I think if you just draw it, it helps more for memory because you have to see. Okay, it goes down here, right, like that.
We live mostly over there.
Okay, Elijah，这个是什么？
Oklahoma.
上面呢？
Wyoming.
Oh, wait.
Wait, no,
这个
that's Kansas.
Yeah, because this
Missouri.
Is,
Where we live.
okay, 这个this is a little flattened because we don't have
Minnesota.
yeah, it's a flattened Minnesota. Okay, and this.
North Dakota.
Okay, let's see here. This mountain thing. It's
Virginia.
and
West Virginia.
okay, and here.
North Carolina.
Okay, this flag.
Tennessee.
And this boot.
Louisiana.
Yeah, I think we know the. And yeah, the
Hawaii.
and Alaska here. So we can do China map maybe. Okay. We're using the puzzle as the outline. That's Chengdu. That's where the pandas are. We can actually do this later for continents and countries too. Like European countries, I think it helps a lot when you draw it. Helps the memory a lot. We have our outline and we'll fill in the provinces.
Chicken. Beef.
Do you know where Daddy comes from?
Let's see. He comes from right there, I think.
Yeah, Shandong.
Maybe like
Yeah, not
right
far
there.
away from the sea. And Mommy comes from
About
on
right
the
there.
Yangtze River,
right there.
Nanjing.
Huh? Oh, come on.
It's near Shanghai. It's on the Nanjing River. Okay, the rivers are not very clear. That's the Yellow River, like this.
And
That's the long river,
the
Yangtze
Changjiang
River.
River.
Yeah. Okay, now we have that's biography. For year 3, they do Da Vinci and Michelangelo. It's actually either or. You can choose one, and then you choose one between Shakespeare or Greek Best. But since we have all these books, we hope to do them all. So we are reading Michelangelo and Da Vinci. We found the place. So we are using these books as read aloud practice too. One will read one page, Chris will read maybe two, and the other narrate. So Elijah, can you start? So last time, what was Da Vinci doing last time?
Working on the altar of Virgin Saint Anne or something like that.
Okay, let's see.
His next patron was not French at all. Instead, Leonardo found himself working for one of the most interesting and wicked figures of the Renaissance, the notorious Caesar Borgia,
Borgia? We're not sure the Italian pronunciation, yeah.
A Roman-born Spaniard.
Okay, Spanish.
Caesar was brought up to be a cardinal, but he hated the limitations of life in the church and left it. From that time on, he plotted and schemed to become the wealthiest and most powerful man in Italy. He was a man so eaten by ambition that no other emotion filled his heart. He had no conscience and no real love or friendship for anyone, though he could assume charm when he liked and had managed to attract some very pleasant people. Caesar had spent some time at the court of Louis VIII, right? Louis...
This, 10, 11, 12.
Louis XII. There he had married a French princess.
Okay, Chris. So, what happened today?
Leonardo da Vinci found a new patron. He was a Spanish man, born Roman, and he was gonna be a cardinal, but he didn't like the limits of the church, and so stopped being a cardinal, and started plotting, and turned kind of evil. And he was really wicked and sinister. And he married King Louis's daughter, and King Louis XII's daughter, and had a good time. But he murdered his brother, and he also murdered a lot of other people who stood in his way, and lots of people thought he was really wicked.
Okay, can you continue reading for us? Let's see what he has to do with Da Vinci here.
In a world where selfishness and violence were commonplace, Caesar Borgia's name was so bad that when he was killed, he was buried just where he fell, in unconsecrated ground. And ever since that day, the country people there have sworn that his ghost haunts the neighborhood.
Elijah?
Look, Caesar was kind of wicked. Then he died at a spot. And then he got buried there where he died. And then he was, and all the people said that place was haunted of his ghost. And people dug him up in like 18 something, and then buried him in another church. So yeah, and yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
And there was also this church. No, there's this place where Leonardo and Caesar, I think, and stuff like that, and all the people were disappointed about something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that part too.
See,
what are they working on?
They're trying to make a little kingdom for themselves, but the Italians weren't happy because they're conquering Italy's ground, and so Louis the 12th was coming over to Italy, and they wanted Louis the 12th to destroy Caesar. But Caesar was so clever and witty that he made himself seem so nice and made the king's greed show out. He said that Naples belonged to the king, and the king got so greedy that he forgot all about him, being so bad. He thought that he was a very good person. And he also gave Leonardo a lot of good working time. He could go wherever he wanted without paying fees, without any passages, and he could have as much workmen as he could. And he sent him to Cesena to work on a canal.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll see this about this canal next time. So we rotate this, and the Michelangelo by Stanley. This one has beautiful illustrations, I think. So we rotate these, and Marco Polo, we have this version. It has beautiful illustrations from the time, like from the French book or English book or Spanish version of Marco Polo's book, and other illustrations. And we just read a little bit and narrate. So we use this as read aloud practice. And after Da Vinci and Michelangelo, we'll read Shakespeare. I think it's just by the same authors, and there are beautiful illustrations too. For this, for her books, we usually do 1 page per person. I think Queen Bess too, yeah. And it will have illustrations too, because they are shorter biography books, so we use these for read aloud. We'll work on math and language arts independently. We are doing Beast Academy. Elijah is on level 3. This chapter lesson is on multiplication. And Chris is on level 5. And we only have 1 device. So when Elijah does math, Chris will be reading and doing his written narration. And when Chris does math, Elijah will do his handwriting. He's practicing his cursive. He marked it's fixed grammar. I'll show you, but if he didn't mark those, you can see he's pretty fluent in cursive now. So we have fixed grammar. This is level 1, and it introduces parts of speech, etc. And you find things, fix some things. You work on 1 sentence per day. So each week is a new grammar point, and exercise includes everything you learned before, and 4 days of 4 sentences for the week. So actually, it's recommended to start definitely after grade 3, maybe grade 4 or 5. You can start at level 1. I had level 1 and level 2. So Chris started on level 2. I think people usually start at level 1. But I thought, well, if he thinks it's too difficult without level 1, we can go back, but it's working well now, so he's doing level 2. And Elijah, it's a little early, so I'm not my emphasis is not on parts of speech, etc., but he is able to find those now, like articles, nouns. if he can't find one, I'll find for him. And the main thing is we are using it for cursive. Before I wrote in cursive and he copied, and I chose sentences from our readings. I wrote in cursive and he copied, and we just started using this because now he can just look at print and transfer it to cursive by himself, and it's just grammar and handwriting practice for him. And for Chris, it's mainly for grammar. He writes his written narrations in cursive now. So Chris, you'll be reading this. It's This Country of Ours. It's a history spine scheduled in Ambleside Online, I think year 2 or 3 up to year 6. It's just one chapter per week. He just finished year 4. It's about American Revolution time, and he's finishing this George Washington's World, and he'll move to year 5. He'll do Abraham Lincoln's World by the same author, and so they have This Country of Ours and Foster books as history spine, and it's like parallel history. So when George Washington was a boy, what was happening worldwide, like in France, in Russia, which people Bach was at that time, and in China was Qianlong, the king, Huangdi. So it's a parallel history, and depending on the length, he reads 1 or 2 or 3 if like on that person, if it's short like this. And then he writes written narration on This Country of Ours or this one. So he'll soon start Abraham Lincoln's World for year 5, Ambleside Online. And with it, these are the biographies for year 5. So you'll have Roosevelt, and this is Lewis and Clark. That's for geography. We read for year 4, he just read Poor Richard by the same author, same format. So he'll be familiar with the author. Poor Richard was kind of a stretch book. It was a difficult book. So I'm not sure about this one, but it's their like expedition, so should be interesting. And those are scientist biographies. So he'll read George Washington Carver and The Talking Wire on Bell. So that's year 5 biographies. And again, the schedule has them rotate, so each book gets read like 1 to 2 times per week, except the George Washington's World and Abraham Lincoln's World. It's I calculated he needs to read about 3 times per week, because it's Chris is writing his written narration. Elijah is done with his Beast Academy lesson. He's doing some Adsumbi. It's a game, so you use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. to get the number in the middle. You can use just 2. The monster hard is to use all 5 numbers once. Like each number can be used once. And now that he's learning multiplication, he can do like 2 times 7. Okay, focus on you. Oh, yeah, cool. You used 4.
And then -5 times 7.
I see. And you can work on operation orders too, like what Chris said. You put
Operation orders over the minus.
Yeah, parentheses. So that's 2 times 7. Elijah, you found a lot of ways.
No.
Let's see.
Okay, Chris, 你写完了吗？
Yep.
Okay, let's
Math.
do.
Yay.
Okay, almost finishing this chapter. You read the book, right?
I read the book.
Yeah. If there are questions, you can watch the video first. You found that?
Hi.
Yes. Wow.
Yay.
Yeah. You found this?
Yeah.
Wow. 26. Yes. Wow. That's cool. You are using multiplication.
3 times 4. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3.
Chris is still doing math. Elijah is doing handwriting in cursive. What is this? Oh, busy. Busy. That's what Elijah did before. I chose sentences from his readings. I wrote in cursive and he copied. Oh, that's also his copy work, because in Charlotte Mason education, you do copy work and dictation for spelling. So like you look at a word and then write it, not letter by letter, but you look at this word and write this. So we combined copy work and cursive. Once he knows how to write cursive, so it's copy work and handwriting for him. And now we just use this as copy work and handwriting. That's why. And we have one last book that we read together in the morning. It's The Heroes Greek Myth. That's for year 3. And year 4 to year 6 in Ambleside Online, they use bullfinch mythology. I'll show you. Chris will read that in the afternoon. So we are reading about the golden fleece. We just finished this chapter here. He was trying to get the golden fleece, right? Elijah, what happened today?
They went, and the serpent was there, and then a person played the magic harp. And then Jason leaped onto the tree and got the golden fleece, and then everybody ran away to the Argo, the ship.
They sailed away.
Yep.
Oh, so they are living there. We'll see next chapter. Yeah, they are sailing away into the unknown sea. It's 11. Usually we do something simple and quick for lunch, like hot dog or cold sandwich. But today I'm trying this. It will be quick too. That's sliced chicken breast. I bought sliced, so it's quicker. And I cut into pieces and we can see the zucchini slices, like 1 zucchini slice and cooked bacon and then cheese on top, and bake at 380 for 20 minutes. And when I'm preparing lunch, they will help with sandwiches too, but they can have a short break. They'll play down here or they're playing ping pong. It's like this when it's done. So the cheese wraps it all together. It's hot, okay. Yeah. And while eating lunch, we'll do some Spanish again. Let's see what we did this morning on the expressions. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we can just repeat.
Buenos
Hola,
días.
¿cómo está? No, buenos días, señor. Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días, señor.
I think he replied.
Muy buenos días, señorita.
Muy buenos días, señorita.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo
¿Cómo
estás?
estás?
Muy bien.
Muy
Muy
bien.
bien.
¿Cómo está usted?
¿Cómo está usted?
Así, así.
Así, así. Ok.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo
¿Cómo
te
te
llamas?
llamas? What's your name?
Me llamo María.
My name is Mary.
Me llamo María.
Me llamo Juan González. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Igualmente.
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 You too.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 12 años.
Tengo 12 años.
Esto es para ti.
Esto es para ti.
Gracias.
Gracias.
No hay de qué.
No hay de qué.
Oh, no hay de qué. 就像没什么。No hay de qué.
Esto es para usted.
Esto es para usted.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
De nada.
De nada.
Adiós, señor.
Adiós,
Adiós,
señor.
señor.
Adiós, señorita.
Adiós, señorita.
Okay, he asked us to say it. So, buenos días, señor. Buenos días, señorita. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
¿Cómo está usted?
Usted hace.
Así es.
¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo
María.
mucho gusto. I think he says his name, but it's long. Okay, mucho gusto. Igualmente.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
¿Cuántos
años tienes?
Tengo 12 años.
Tengo
12 años.
Esto es para ti.
Esto es para ti.
para ti.
Gracias.
Gracias. No hay de qué.
No hay de qué.
No hay de qué.
Esto es para usted.
Sí, gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
De nada.
Adios.
Adiós.
Adios.
Adiós, señorita.
You can watch them speaking. We'll do that next time. And while they are eating, I read books in Chinese to them. Those are kind of history books. This is a series. It goes through Chinese history with cats. So they love this. It's cartoon, it's funny. That's like History Spy. And this is a little like Plutarch. It's a historian, Chinese historian in Han Dynasty. It's around 100 AD. So he writes about history before that. That's the original text. That's the simplified stories for children. So we are reading about like Qin Shi Huang. That's the one with the underground army statues. And after that, Han Dynasty is from 200 BC to 200 AD, about that time. And these stories, since this person, historian, is from Han Dynasty, so he writes about history before that. So it matches well. And that's a novel. It's one of 4 famous novels in history of China. So it's called 四大名著. One is the, how to say, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King.
Monkey King?
Yeah, maybe people know about that. We are doing this one, 三国演义. It's a historical fiction. It's about these battles, and it's history. One Han Dynasty is going to the end. So it's around 210 AD. So all this, it's about the same time. It's nice. So we'll do the cat. And they divide, one washes the dishes after breakfast, one does it after lunch. Now they are using an app to learn Chinese characters. So that's mainly for knowing the characters. Otherwise, for Chinese, I read books to them too.
这个字就是望，望着的望。望，望着，大王望着夜空，看见了一弯新月。大。
It's 12. We do the Chinese app and piano after lunch. It's kind of a break before afternoon school. So when one is doing piano, the other will be reading their book. Elijah is reading King of the Wind. It's almost finishing it. It's free read for year 3. Chris is reading Harry Potter in Chinese because he knows this so well, so he can kind of, it's a exercise to get more familiar with the Chinese characters that he does know. He doesn't know all of them, but since he knows the story, so he still knows what's going on, right? So what's going on now?
The letters. I've only read to the letters.
Yeah, he reads slow because Chinese is hard. Okay, so, and he could read Little Woman is free read for year 5. So you can see, let me see. That's the schedule I printed out from Ambleside Online website. So apart from the scheduled books, they suggest free reads for each year. And for year 3, that's year 2, I marked what we already read. Some they read by themselves, and we use free reads for audiobooks in the car, bedtime stories, etc. So we've done a few of those. And you can see the schedule. That's year 5. So history spine is this country of ours. And Abraham Lincoln's world. And the biographies I showed you before that we have, that he reads in the morning. And Trial and Triumph, it's church history. It's only once in a while we do that during evening family devotion time. Answering the cry for freedom, it's also just one every few weeks. And year 5 and year 6 geography is a book of marvels, Occident and Orient. Science books, like this story of invention, Bullfinch mythology, Age of Fable, and literature he read King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. We are doing Oliver Twist now. And we are doing the year 3 literature. It's the Children of the New Forest. We are doing that together since Chris didn't read that one before. So that's for 1 week. You have history, geography, science, literature, poems, and picture study. That's once per week. And daily work like math, copy work, language arts. So for the books, like this country of ours, it's 1 chapter per week. So like for the year 5 books, he do one Monday, this one Tuesday, this one Wednesday, this one Thursday. So it's each book is about 1 chapter. You can see how long or how many pages per week. So you rotate, and I like now I like this way of reading too. So it spreads out. You read a book in 1 term, 12 weeks, or 2 terms, depending on the book. And I just remember so much more than books I read in 2 days, maybe. So while he's reading, Elijah is practicing his piano. And when Chris practices his piano, Elijah will read. And then we'll have afternoon things together too. When Chris is practicing his piano, Elijah is reading King of the Wind. In the afternoon, we do the Children of the New Forest together first. We are listening to this on Audible and following along with the text. So I'll be back when we narrate. Okay, we have listened to about 8 minutes. It's a conversation between Edward and a few people. Elijah, can you tell us what happened?
The person who's a roundhead is a person who's a roundhead. And the roundhead is talking about how there's going to be people outside when you're hunting that's going to steal your venison. Venison is deer meat. And you got to avoid them.
And 他有个女儿，还有来给他狗的。
And yeah, that's it.
What is Edward here for?
The dogs.
So, what dogs?
Hunting dogs. No, pet dogs.
And hunting dogs.
Chris, do you have anything to add?
There wasn't no venison stealers, but the people are restricted from hunting now because they say that it's Parliament's deer, and they talked with Edward talked with another cavalier named Oswald, and they decided to meet up the next day at the clump of trees.
And then they read one picture book together in Chinese per day to practice reading in Chinese. So we use picture books. Elijah, 你要开始吗？慌慌张张的卡尔，哎，今天看的张飞的张。慌慌张张。
先生。
住。
在
慌慌张
张城。那里的人们都很慌张。慌张的蚂蚁。
匆匆
忙在搬家，慌张的蜜蜂，
嗡嗡嗡，
慌张太太正在慌张的给慌张先生熨烫衣服，电话忽然响了。
And after they read a book, I read a story to them, often a longer story. We are doing the 24 solar terms of Chinese lunar calendar. So there are beginning of spring, rainwater, waking of insects, etc. It's a 6 solar terms per season. It's very accurate for agriculture, and this tells about the culture, what people do during this time, how this came to be, maybe a story about it. Okay, today we read about the beginning of summer. It's a solar term. So during this time, there's 风俗怎么说？ custom to weigh people using this traditional chen. And there's a story why is this custom. Elijah, 你能说一说这个 Elijah, what's the story again? There's a king.
Who
in Ming.
lost a big and powerful man.
General.
Yeah,
And the general is in.
another place.
对。Yeah, kind of in jail. And
a person wants to wish him good luck and not let him die or anything. So he wants to do something, but he's afraid that the king will do something on him because his plan has some bad stuff that the king might have some suspicion on. Right?
Yeah, he wants to help this
King.
He's not king yet.
He's a rebel.
He's going to be king of the next dynasty.
But right now he's a rebel and trying to flip over the, right now is king. And the person in this story wanted to help the rebel king. And so he took his general and didn't know how to say to the rebel king how he was good. He didn't want to outright help him, but he also wanted to help him. So he tried to think up many ideas, but then his wife said, why don't you just weigh him? And then if he doesn't get, on the light, then that means you're feeding him good food and that'll make the, rebel king happy. And so he did that, and now there's that custom of weighing people.
Yeah, and then we do a final book together and they'll have independent readings. We rotate this apologia science. We did some zoology. Now we are doing botany. And we are doing this biblical worldview from Apologia 2. It's a 4-book series. So we rotate these two. Ambleside Online, as you can see, each year has science books too. We did Pagoo for year 3, A Drop of Water. We love that. It's a short book. But we already have Apologia Science, and it's also, we do it kind of Charlotte Mason way. We listen to it, a section, and narrate back what it talked about. Okay, we did Who is God today. Not the science one, but this worldview book. So what we discussed today, Elijah?
We discussed about how you can depend on God, and you have to depend on God on every physical need. But what if you buy some food from the grocery store or like the pizza shop? Is that did God make pizza and those kinds of stuff? Well, no, but God made the ingredients for those. You see, God made goats and cows to give milk. And if there was no milk, then there wouldn't be any cheese. And he also made grain. If there was no grain, there wouldn't be any bread or pizza crust.
非常好 Thank you. Chris, 有什么要补充的吗？
And that God said that even the crows are able to eat, and we're more valuable than crows, that we don't have to worry about everything we need, and that all we have to do is trust in the Lord and hope on the Lord, and we should have what we need.
Now Elijah has a break. He's almost done, but Chris has to read one more book. So his year 5 books, it's just one per day. Today he's reading that's about geography, and you're reading about New York. Cool. After that, the last thing during the day, They have 20 minutes free read time. I borrowed some books like history picture books from the library. We have some books like The Littles, Family Under the Bridge, like those they can choose from, but it's a free read. They choose what they want to read just for 20 minutes. And it's today we are finishing early. Usually, well, after they read, it's not even 2. Usually we finish between 2 and 2:30 p.m. So we school from 9 to 2 and 2:30 p.m. We don't follow a strict schedule. You have seen we just have a routine that's working for us. But since we go to bed around the same time, they wake up around the same time, so we usually end up doing school from 9 to 2. And after that, they'll play outside. We have a park and a creek there in the neighborhood, just across the street, so they'll often play there. We may go to the parks, go fishing, but not too far. For far away things, Dad often go to trails with them on weekends. But in the afternoon, they'll just play outside. I'll prepare dinner and prepare other things, prepare school for tomorrow. And that's kind of like their PE. They used to do swimming, and they're still doing ping pong, and we did some horse riding, but we are not consistently, we're not part of a swimming club right now, so they do different things just ourselves. And when we go to trail on weekends, we try to do nature study. They just like nature, and they know a lot about insects and animals we see and trees. So I don't schedule a nature study during during the day, school time, just to keep our routine. So we do that when we go out after school. What is this one? Oh. And after dinner, we have family devotion. Dad reads Bible to them, and then we do Bible verses. I chose some verses, and those are what we have remembered more or less, and we go over a few each day, and so each verse gets reviewed maybe once per month. At this stage, these are new ones we add to it. And then we do one reading, like Trial and Triumph or other church history, and sing hymns and prayer. And then they just play with Dad. And before bedtime, they like to have some snack. They're just hungry after playing with Dad. And I will read again some books in Chinese. It's often just stories. That's a whole series of Sherlock Holmes in Chinese, but simplified version for kids. Yeah, different books I'll read to them before bedtime. So that's about, yeah, we go, and they do their bedtime routine around 8 p.m. So they usually, hopefully, I hope they get asleep by 9 p.m. so they can get up earlier in the morning. So that's our daily routine. If you, I put a link in the description. It's our daily life 5-6 months ago, and you can see they were doing Ambleside Online year 2 and year 4. Now we are beginning year 3 and year 5. The books are different, but we still have a similar routine that's just working for us. Each family would have a different routine. I know some families who prefer to homeschool in the afternoon. I'm just a morning person, so we do the majority of our work in the morning. But we have readings like at bedtime or audiobooks in the car that adds to it too. If you have watched this far, I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or about any books we are using about the curriculum, please leave any questions in the comments. Thank you.